The most beautiful garden in the world, according to travelandleisure.com, is right here in the greater Philadelphia area. And we're going to talk about some other must-see locations, whether you're moving here, you're visiting, whatever it looks like, next. And if you get some value out of this, you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click on the bell for notifications. And if you want to schedule a call with our team to talk about a potential move within or to the greater Philadelphia area, you can schedule that call right with the link in the comments. So who would have thought the most beautiful garden in the world is in Pennsylvania? And it's a place I've been to a number of times. You probably heard of it, Longwood Gardens. This came in, I want everyone to pay attention here. It's called Titan Travel. They released a study of the world's prettiest flowers, and Longwood Gardens came in number 1. Besides Longwood Gardens, here's some of the other places that were in this most beautiful gardens list. A park in New Zealand, a park in Vienna, Austria, somewhere in Dubai, Singapore, but number 1 is right here in the greater Philadelphia area. Very cool stuff. And what that made me think about is some of the other places you want to go check out when you're here. Longwood Gardens is a beautiful place. They do stuff for the holidays. There are constant new exhibits coming there. It's a really beautiful place to visit. So I do support this decision. I love that it's local. But here's some other places you might want to check out. And again, Longwood Gardens is in Kennett Square. So if you look at some of the other places you want to check out, Bowman's Hill Tower. That's in Bucks County. It's about 14 miles across from Washington Crossing Historic Park, if you remember the Revolutionary War. They've got a wildflower preserve there that's 134 acres, and it was constructed in 1929 to 1931. Great spot to check out. It's in New Hope. The High Rocks Vista at Ralph Stover State Park, that's also in Bucks County, and that's like a hiking, picnicking, kayaking destination. Very cool place. Laurel Hill Cemetery, that's right in the edge of Philadelphia in the Manayunk, Roxboro area. This is a pretty cool spot. My son's actually planted flags there with his Boy Scout troop. It's a 74-acre cemetery, and it's above the Schuylkill River. There's about 33,000 grave sites of soldiers, luminaries, colonial Philadelphians. Very cool spot, and you get some great views of the city. You can catch a couple of the bridges down the Schuylkill. Really beautiful spot you would see in the city, a little unusual. Then there's some like architecture you're going to want to check out. So one of the places that jumped out was the Thomas Mill Covered Bridge in Wissahickon Valley Park. That's right by in northwest Philadelphia. It's a 2,000-acre park off of Forbidden Drive, a 7-mile-long rocky trail that goes along the spine of the park. And it's like one of those classic like covered bridge. You see the foliage there in the fall. Very, very cool. That's in Philadelphia as well. There's also the Shofuso Japanese Cultural Center, and this is right in West Fairmount Park, and it looks like a Zen garden when you get there. So very cool spot to check out. And they've got like cherry trees and all these elegant Zen-filled gardens modeled after a traditional Japanese temple guest house. So another must-see beautiful spot to check out. The Memorial Arch in Valley Forge. If you haven't seen this, this is like one of the best sledding hills to go to. You see kids like fly down there all the time. So the arch, what it actually does, it commemorates the Continental Army's arrival in 1777. And you can see like all the details in the stone settings. Very, very cool spot. Valley Forge is, you can put all of Valley Forge into this list here of places to go. And then you got like city views, right? So Valley Forge is located right outside of Wayne, King of Prussia, right off of Route 202, just to give you some perspective. Then there's places you want to check out in the city. So there's the Race Street Pier and the Cherry Street Pier right next to Delaware Avenue, where you get great views of the Delaware River, as well as the Ben Franklin Bridge. And there's also the South Street Bridge and Schuylkill Banks Boardwalk. I'd be careful on the boardwalk at night, but you do get some killer views right outside the city on the western side of the city, which to me is probably the more picturesque for the skyline because you're closer to a lot of the taller buildings, Rittenhouse Square. That's another great spot. And then you also have the Sierra Green, or the Park in the Sky. It's 12 floors up atop the Sierra Center South Garage. It's a 31,000 square foot elevated urban park in the city where you kind of see all the tall buildings there. A lot of great places to go see city views. Those are a couple of my favorites. And then you have like the arboretums and the botanical gardens. So we talked about Longwood Gardens, most beautiful garden in the world, don't forget. You also have the tree adventure at Morris Arboretum and Gardens right outside of Chestnut Hill. They've got like a canopy walk. It's a 50-foot high view of the forest below, some interactive elements. You've got the Tyler Arboretum. The Tyler Arboretum is 650 acres in media. It's got all kinds of great gardens you can check out. The list goes on and on. The point is, check out what's going on locally here. There's some great gardens, great views of the city. You got the most beautiful garden in the world, Valley Forge Park, you name it. Our area is full of spots where it's great to get outside and enjoy some fresh air and check out what our local area has to offer. Check all these out, and if you like what you heard, subscribe to the channel.